Welcome to my biggest Draw With Me video ever, where I'm drawing Cyberpunk Zelda for 2 days straight, explaining each step in detail and consuming 4 teeny tiny cakes from 7-Eleven in meanwhile. So let's begin. I've prepared this little reference and mood board with Zelda and several characters I'd like to put into her design, maybe as a tattoos or something. Here are some more items which can help me reference the Zelda and the direction I want to go to. As you can see, I've put a lot of holographic stuff in here because nothing speaks more of a cyberpunk as a benzene spilled into the water, so here we have it. And also I want to put a lot of cute aesthetic in there because I feel like the Zelda character is very soft and cute and nice, so I want to put a lot of cute girly stuff in there. Well, I want to try to. I want to make it bright, maybe put this fancy mask in there. And basically I want to try to keep this softness and cuteness of Zelda. Usually when I turn the character cyberpunk, they become badass and with a gun and stuff. And this time I want to try a bit more cute and soft approach. We'll see how it goes. Maybe the Zelda will have some gun at the end, but I want to try to avoid it this time, just to give some diversity into my cyberpunk designs. So yeah, this is my reference board. This is my little canvas. Its size is around 5,000 pixels to 3,500 pixels. Here we have our blank canvas and I feel a lot of anxiety and frustration. That is why I got myself a little tiny cake from 7-Eleven. It's called Black Forest. Look at this beauty. Wow. They usually give you a little teeny tiny spoon for your little teeny tiny cake. But this time they forgot to include my little spoon in there, so I'm gonna use my big spoon for that. It's gonna be very barbaric, but I don't care. And nice, look at this. Some people may say that it tastes like chemicals, not natural and stuff, but well, in this case I guess I love eating chemicals. It's gorgeous, I don't know. Yeah, that was really nice. As you know, I feel really stressed when I need to draw on camera, so I try to trick myself into doing that by getting myself some nice snacks. So today it's been cake. Now we need to actually draw, I guess. I kinda know what I want to draw. So let's just start, so this canvas wouldn't be just blank anymore. Basic head base. I kind of have an idea. So this is gonna be basic standing pose. And then in this hand, she's gonna hold some toy. This little shiny antennas and stuff. So she's gonna hold this thing, like the plushie. This hand is gonna just hang in there somewhere because I can put it like this, yeah, she's touching her hair, but I don't like it. And putting it like this looks strange, so I think I just want to put it just here. And to make it more dynamic, we're gonna put the hair and the wind, probably this direction. And also, we'll probably rotate her a bit to make the horizon kind of like this. It should add a bit of dynamic, hopefully. Oh, and of course, I want to use this holographic jacket, and I'm gonna put some tattoos here on her shoulder and neck maybe. And I'm gonna make a jacket transparent so you will be able to see the tattoos through the jacket. We also need to remember about the design of the Zelda. I want to include this piece somewhere here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make it like a crop top or something. High-waisted jeans. Try to copy the design from here, but make it modern and cool and stuff. I will also take this hair design, so some bangs and this braid on her head. So yeah, you clearly can see the beautiful Zelda design and artwork in here. Now we have this very sketchy sketch and we need to make it more clean and plan all those details and actually construct stuff. So I'm making this very sketchy sketch layer more transparent and create the new layer on top. And again, using my pencil for sketch brush, I'm gonna try to make this sketch a bit more clean and actually construct everything. So let's start from the head. I'm drawing the circle, the center of the face, and right here will be like the brow line. I'm using the Loomis method to construct the head. Somewhere here will be the nose and hairline. I'm gonna just sketch the nose right here, and the eyes will be somewhere here. Dividing this stuff in half and planning the mouth right here. The ear, the rest of the head, the neck. Then I need to construct the rest of the body. This anigiri shape. Nice. And here another one. This, I guess, the center. Chest area. Collarbones. And the shoulders and the hands will be here. This hand is just hanging in there. And this hand is gonna hold the toy. This, and here will be our little toy with these little things. Well, this sketch is a bit more clean, but still you can't call it the clean sketch. So we're gonna again lower the opacity of this layer and the previous one more. Create the new layer on top and start the clean sketch finally. Following my previous constructions, I'm putting the eyes and the nose here and eyebrows. Right now I'm just constructing some face. I will clean it up and make it more like Zelda later. Right now I'm just mostly placing the elements on the face and the ear, of course. She will totally have elf ears. For now these are just mostly construction lines. No clothes, no everything for now. I wanna rotate this hand here. This is her actual angle. This is more for the dynamic. I'm gonna make a reference for the hand later, totally. Maybe I'll need the reference for the whole body right now because I'm not sure that I'm not constructing everything like super correct. If I don't like something in my sketch, I use the liquify tool right here to kind of push and pull stuff to make it look like I want it to look like. At this point, I've realized that I need more than one reference for the hand, and I want to have a bit of like understanding of the face also and the whole figure. So I went to my mirror and made this reference. This one is for the hand, like as you can see here. It looks absolutely different from this one. This is why I like to take references. Also, I've experimented a bit and was able to find the best pose for my hand, like the cutest one, which I loved. And I also made this kind of overall pose, understand what's going on, especially with the face. I will also be able to take the light and shadows from this reference later. For now, this is what we are working with. Actually, give me a second, I have an idea. So to make myself an ultimate reference, what I do is I like put my photos here, my iPad, and then I just combine them, you know? Cleaning everything. We have some AI situation going on here. So let's just mentally erase it. Yay! And here we have our perfect reference. And what I also like to do with my references is to make them also grayscale. It's gonna help me later to define all the shadows and highlights in my grayscale step. Yeah, here we have our perfect grayscale reference. And I'm gonna take the liquify tool, kinda fix a bit everything, just a little. And of course, I'm gonna just erase this hand and create the new one. First, I just copy the basic shape and then I add the details. Here will be our like toy with little teeny tiny legs, something probably like this one. We are totally gonna need a couple of new layers of a clean sketches. We are getting there, you know. And here gonna be the hair. Okay, we're gonna need one more layer of more clean sketch. Now I have a reference for a face, although I love this one, but I want to give it a more soft features, like more cute and more anime style. So we need to make the nose a bit smaller. I love to add this thing on the nose. It makes everything look more cute. And the second nostril will be a bit visible, and we see it like on this reference. And even without reference, I see that I've constructed everything pretty alright. So I need the reference here mostly for the moral support. And the overall mouth is a bit smaller, a bit more cute and tiny. Something like this. I think I need to make the eyes a bit bigger, because they're right now, they're a bit too small. This one, and this one too, just a bit bigger. Yeah, I want to give her a bit more cute face. This is like the before, and this is after. See, more cute, like kind of like anime features. Drawing the rest of the face here. The secret is to draw the ear like a human one, but this part you're gonna extend. Yay! I love how she looks. She's like super cute. Just what I wanted. I got a bit tired, so I need a bit of fuel. And honestly, I have a second cake today. So this is a bit more simple piece of chocolate cake. Nice. So I need to be careful now not to ruin the bed, because I'm sitting in the bed. And let's try the cake. I should say that's like has so much chocolate in it. Oh, it's like eating the pure chocolate. So good. I don't know what to say. I literally just can't stop. Okay, I should say that my plan of tricking myself into working with a piece of cake might actually work. So here's a little tip now. If you want to draw more, eat something while you draw. And eat something only when you draw something tasty. Train yourself like a dog. It actually works. Now let's continue with the sketch. So now I'm just gonna clean up everything. And you know what? We can actually try to come up with some outfits. So let's look closer at her outfit again, because I want to copy this little thing right here. Complicated ornaments. So we'll need to copy them. Oh, it's not that easy as I thought. Okay. Why is it like a little crab? Then it goes like this here, I think. I think I will remove these things because, first of all, they're complicated. Second of all, they don't look cyberpunk enough. And I think this yellow stuff is gonna work even without these complicated things here. Maybe we will make some kind of different ornament, like this one, more like cyberpunk styled. Yeah. So this is gonna be her top. I think it totally looks a bit more modern. Here I'm gonna give her some trousers. Jeans maybe? Yeah, probably some kind of jeans. And like she's gonna have this transparent coat. Like it kind of fell off her shoulder. But you know what? We're gonna erase it for now because it will be much easier to just add it in the very end because it's just transparent. Let's try to draw the hair. So this is gonna be the middle, yeah? Here is gonna be her braid. The hairline is gonna start somewhere here. And some cute hair waving in the wind. Gonna go from here and to the wind. Of course, to make her cyberpunk, I'm gonna add some stuff in her face, like these elements. This one probably. Oh yeah, I wanted to add her like this little things. Yay, she's gonna look so cute. Some kind of stars maybe. Looks like that. Tons of cute tattoos here will be. Also, in her dress, she has this kind of like front panel. We can transform it into like augmentations here, or like very close to this pattern here. These are the leaves of the flower, and we are gonna make them more cyberpunk. And this symbol is very important, so we need to implement it somehow here. Maybe give it here, like this one. this shape and piece we can implement as some kind of like chain or something hanging in here. First of all, let me draw the hand here, like this one, pinky here. Yeah, something like this. Yeah, it looks much better than without the reference for sure. Now let's draw this little cute creature. I don't remember how they are called. They look incredibly cute. So I'm gonna lower the opacity of the sketch layer just so I could see my lines. Heart shape, nose, a bit like an owl with smaller eyes. Some pattern, some little small cute hands, little tiny and cute, a little tail, these cute horns. And to show that it's like actually a toy, we'll need to make stitches later, quite visible. I also want to add later some of these creatures like flying everywhere. There will be like holographic. It's gonna be so much fun, I think. They're gonna be like flying around. I think it's gonna be super cute. I'm gonna erase all the extra stuff, saving this step for the Patreon. Honestly, I wanted to draw just a portrait today, like a fast, easy portrait, but you know, I love designing this character so much that it went completely out of control. And now we have like a half body. But okay, let's work with what we have. Now we can actually move to the grayscale step, to my favorite grayscale method when we don't need to think about the colors and just draw everything and black and white, all the shadows, values, and all those beautiful things. So let's do just that. I'm gonna use the selection tool, and when you use the selection tool you can tap on it and hold, and you can select more if you move like to the right, and you can select less if you move to the left. Like threshold is gonna change, so you can select everything or not everything. Yeah, like this. You got it. So I'm selecting everything that is not character. Use invert. With this selection, create the new layer below the sketch layer and fill it with some light gray color right here, like this. That's all. Nice. I'm gonna make the background darker, like this one, because in the future the background probably is going to be dark, because Cyberpunk usually happen at night during the rain. There is no daylight in Cyberpunk, yes, so we'll have a background darker. Tapping on the sketch layer and making it a clipping mask. This way nothing can go outside this layer, like outside this base layer. If I draw on this layer with a clipping mask, you can see I can draw only inside. That's nice. Lowering the opacity of the sketch layer. Something like this will be fine. And I'm actually gonna clean up the edges just with a medium brush, this one I guess. Kinda hard, but not super hard brush. It takes a couple of minutes to do all this, but I still think it's quite the fast method of like filling everything with color. And I'm gonna erase these little things, glowy. I'm gonna add them later on top of everything. Yeah, and cleaning up here the hair just a little bit, making it look smooth and nice. Yeah, that's all. Now we can add the shadows and values and everything. Right now I want to draw just the shadows. I don't want to think about the values. I will change the values anyway when I'll move to the color. So right now I don't care about the values. I care only about the shadows and light and volume and all that stuff. Creating the new layer on top of the base color but below the sketch. Selecting a bit darker color, big soft brush. And I'm just gonna put the shadow like on top of everything, on the borders, creating the first impression of volume and 3D. And now we can actually open our reference with me, black and white one, and I can look at the lighted shadow on the face and try to copy it. We'll see how it goes. I like to make new layers for each little steps, and then when I'm happy with it, I merge it with the previous one. And if I don't like the new changes, I can always just delete them and not redraw everything again. I think I can actually move it to the top and draw right on top of everything. First I put like big areas of shadow blocking everything. Here is a big block with shadows. Here is a big block with the shadow. And we can actually kind of like recreate everything else. We'll see that the light is coming like from the right part. So the shadows are going to be on the left part of her. And a lot of shadows on the left. This thing is going to be in the shadow too. Here also. Now the new layer, clipping mask. And now I'm going to render the shadows in more detail. Also on the sketch layer, we've made this thing here and kind of distracts me. What I like to do is on the sketch layer, use the smudge tool and just smudge everything I don't like. Not necessary to like erase it. You can just smudge it and that's all. Also, it helps if you sketched the shadows, you're just gonna smudge it and not delete it. So now when I'm rendering, I'm focusing on just like the details and trying to copy my reference, because right now we are entering the most horrifying and ugly phase of the drawing. It's not the sketch already, but it's not like the rendered artwork yet, at least a little bit rendered. So it's like the mess, ugly, horrifying, which will bring you nightmares. But that's all right. Just focus on the little things. Right now I'm focusing on the eyes, and it helps me to keep sanity and not to hate this artwork right away. Step by step, rendering little by little. Don't judge yourself. Right now it's gonna look ugly. It should look ugly because it's not rendered at all. That's all right. Continue drawing it and everything is gonna be all right. But not now. Now it's ugly. Yeah, right now I'm just slowly trying to copy the reference, because first I like how the light looks here, and second of all, I don't want to think a lot. I don't want to search for other references, and I don't want to take another photo of me. I'm just too lazy. And here, adding little bridge thing to make it look cute. I don't really like the nose, but okay, for now that's alright. I'm gonna come back to it later, I think, and try to rethink how it looks like, its form and stuff. And honestly, when I use references, the artworks always turn out better in most cases. So I highly recommend you using the references, but I totally understand if you don't want to, because you don't feel like searching for references right now. That's all right. But if you can, please use the references. And don't be shy to make your own references, because lately I've been using only my own references, like most of the time. Because it is almost impossible for me to find the exact picture that is in my mind right now for particular artwork. I literally can spend hours and don't find the desired reference. So I've started making my own references, and I found it way easier and faster, because you just go to the mirror and like click, and that's all. You get the reference. Or you're gonna spend several hours on the internet trying to find the perfect one. I think that's all right for now. But let's move to the hair. And I'm gonna show you how I draw the hair right now. The fastest and easiest way I found for me right now is like using this hair pack I've made and choosing, I think this one. In the beginning, I use this thick hair, and when I'm finishing, I use these two hair brushes. So right now we're gonna choose one of these, take the dark color, and try to draw the strands of hair like this one, like separate strands, because after that, after I've covered all the hair with this dark color, I create the new layer, take the bright light color and draw smaller strands inside these areas between the dark lines and fill it out with a light gray or with a light color if I'm using the colors right away, which happens never. And after that, I create a new layer on top again, select the dark color, big soft brush, and put a bit of shadows on the roots and here to give the hair some shadow. Yeah, this is how it looks like in the end. So now I just need to do this thing everywhere. So let's do just that. We are gonna start here, creating the separate strands of hair. This one too. Here will be braid, so let me try to choose some braid on the new layer. Maybe like this. It's too dark. Take a bit lighter color like this. And we'll need to add a bit of contrast and stuff, but still, it already looks quite nice. Remove some of it here. Yeah, I think it looks really nice. Maybe just liquefy it a bit here. Here I'm gonna take a bit darker color, I guess. And just follow the direction of the hair. Yeah, just following the direction. And I'm gonna draw in between of the straights, dark straights of hair, just like this. I'm gonna later separate this straight from the other hair by making it lighter than everything else. It instantly looks like very rendered, beautiful hair. I'm so happy I've made this brush. Before I've made this brush for myself, I've been using the same method, but with the usual brush, like I think medium hardness. I did just the same, but I had to make a lot more lines to make this effect of many hair. But I've been doing it like that for several years, so that's okay. If you don't have any fancy brushes, you can use all the usual brushes. The special brushes just help you, but they don't do all the work for you. But they help a lot, won't lie about that. Yay! Almost there. Now we're gonna create the new layer and take a big soft brush and make a shadow on top of everything with a dark color. Everywhere where it should be shadowed. Nice! Look at that. Bam! Instantly. Great rendered hair. And I'm gonna render the braid a bit. I just want to make it, I want to give it a bit more contrast. For that I'm gonna select the curves right here and I'm gonna pull this up and pull this down until I like the contrast and the effect. I think this one is nice. And I still want to add some light elements to this braid because although it looks very rendered, it's still not finished and it doesn't have a lot of like difference and diversity in it. So if you add just a bit of like touches with a brush, it's gonna help it become more real. Just a bit. Yay! I think I'm gonna lower the opacity. Yes. It's like it looks better. I love it. So I've been thinking for a bit and I've decided that I'm gonna skip this grayscale step because it's quite boring. I can't say anything interesting and it's boring to watch and it's like, it's grayscale. It's like 100 levels of sadness. I get it. I know how it looks. Not exciting. So hopefully I'm gonna come back tomorrow or the day after to finish this artwork, to color it and to add all of those little details like tattoos and like little hearts and flying magic things around. The most exciting things are gonna be tomorrow. There is no way I'm gonna finish it today. I'm gonna get some tea and coffee and slowly render this thing meditatively by, well, listening to some podcasts about Tamagotchi and Nancy Drew stuff. So that's all for now, actually, and I'll see you tomorrow with more interesting stuff. And welcome back. This is the third day of me drawing Zelda, and this is what we have so far. As you can see, I've spent already almost 8 hours on this artwork. So the grayscale step took me around 6 hours. So yay. But this artwork is already ready for the most interesting steps like coloring, tattoos and the background elements. But before we start, I will treat myself with a little piece of cake today also. And as we have a coloring step today, which involves a lot of colors, I've prepared a little rainbow crepe cake. Here is basically like the yellow layer, the orange, pink and green for some reason. Again, I got it from the 7-Eleven. A little jam, you're supposed to pour it on top of the cake. Yeah, and here we have our little cute tiny cake. Let me try to pour the jam on top. Again, I'm sitting on a bed, so I should be really careful. It was so satisfying to put this jam on top of the cake, and I tasted the jam. I should say it's not too sweet, which is awesome. It gives a lot of, I think, raspberry taste. I don't know how they do it, but all the cakes in 7-Eleven, like here in Thailand, are just amazing. They're very light, they are not too sweet. They are very, very soft, like they melt inside of your mouth. They look incredible, and they are just perfect. This cake cost me around $1. So the budget of this video is around $3 already. Please subscribe to my Patreon so I could buy more cakes for the next videos. But yeah, it's like so perfect. Look at all these layers, colorful. Also, you can see how shaky my hands are. And despite that, I'm an artist, so yeah. My god, it tastes amazing. In moments like this, life is just amazing. Now let's get back to Zelda. While I've been drawing yesterday, I've decided that I'm gonna give her pants a little holographic effect too. So let's start with coloring the simple stuff like the face and hair and all that stuff first. Oh, and I've also added these lines on the background just to give myself a better idea on the perspective and the direction of the artwork, just to help myself a little bit. To color the artwork, I use the gradient map method, and this is how I do that. So this is the layer with the Zelda. Everything is like on one layer. I'm duplicating this layer and setting its mode to clipping mask. This way you don't get this double effect when you duplicate the layer, because the clipping mask keeps everything inside the layer before. So if you're gonna draw on this layer, it's all gonna be inside this. It's not gonna go outside of this layer. And I'm gonna duplicate this layer several times. This is fine for now. I'm gonna start with her skin. So this layer on top, I'm gonna go to the adjustments and use the gradient map. Here I'm gonna choose the version which looks more like the skin and work with it. So in this case, I have a blaze. It's probably my already like gradient map which I use. And I concentrate on the skin. For the skin, I like to use the beige as the basic color and make the shadows like dark blue or purple or both. Maybe a bit more saturated for now, like this one. And here I have almost white. I think that will be nice. So I'm roughly selecting everything that is skin. Selecting everything that is skin everywhere. Invert, tap this one, and just remove everything outside of the screen. It's always like super fun, I don't know. Also, I can open the references. This is my main reference for the colors, mostly for the hair and her shirt. Let's try to change her skin color a bit more yellow. I think I've made her a bit too pink. This one is better for now. And I'm just gonna use the eraser and erase everything that is not skin. Keeping the color only on the skin. The gradient map method allows you to choose different colors for shadows and light, when usually if you just put one color on top of the artwork, it makes everything look very boring and unrealistic. And because here we chose kind of like purple one for the shadows and more yellow one and orange for the skin, it looks much better and more realistic and much more beautiful. This gradient map method is especially great for stuff like holographic clothes and everything, and I'm gonna show you later why. Removing everything that is not skin is a bit time consuming, but I'm saving so much time when I work in Grayscale, as I feel, and it also saves a lot of frustration with the colors for me. So here now I'm left only with the skin on this layer. So now I take the layer below and I want to color the hair to the, well, yellow. I'm selecting adjustments and the gradient map and try to choose the option which is which is closer to us, but there is no option like this, so I'm gonna just transform this one. And here, instead of the green, I'm gonna select the yellow one. I want to make very cold and a bit of like toxic color to make it look more like cyberpunk. And you see, if you just color everything like it is and keep this just a black color, it's gonna look very dirty and not beautiful. So instead, try to make it a bit colorful, probably purple. I always try to make the shadows more purple or blue, and in this case I think I'm going to select purple. And here you see this is the dirty color, not beautiful one. So we want to tap here and choose darker but a bit brighter color, like orange, not yellow. If we'll choose yellow, it's gonna look dirty, so we need to move closer to the red and orange, like this one. Maybe even pink if you want this vibe, that's all right. But like, or green. But basically the rule is that you need to move somewhere from the yellow in the shadows if you want to make it beautiful and nice. So in this case, I'm gonna move closer to the orange and select something like this color, I think, and move it slightly here because I want lighter color. So yeah, if you want to move, you can also control the lightness of the shadows, like everything. Yeah, I think I will stick to this color for now. And again, we need to erase everything that is not yellow. And in this case, I'm gonna keep these lines yellow too, as I want to make it close to this design and these elements are yellow. So I need to keep them yellow and erase everything that is, well, not yellow. And cleaning up everything again. Now let's add some blue to this cute boy right here and also to her top. We take this layer below the skin layer and the hair layer. Again, adjustments, gradient map, and choosing the blue one. Yes, and trying to kinda find the best color for us here. This one maybe? Don't worry if everything a bit saturated right now. We'll fix it a bit later. So yeah, I think this color is quite nice. This boy though is a bit too dark. So maybe something like this. Yeah, let's keep it like this for now. Now we need to mostly erase the pants, and I also want to make these things a bit different color and a bit lighter. So anyway, let's erase the pants like this. Here also too, I want to remove the color here and the face and the little boy here also. Now we have different layer for different color, and now let's move to the most exciting part, which is like the pants. So here I have a kind of like the reference of what I want to make of her pants. Probably there will be a bit darker, more blue-like, instead of this like silver mostly. I want to make them a bit darker, maybe. We'll see how it goes. You see, with the holographic clothes, there is a little trick here. It also goes like the rainbow. The order of the colors is like in a rainbow. This is the first trick. And then the second trick is that the dark colors, the shadow colors, are almost always either purple or dark blue, and the light areas are almost always the yellow color. Here I've desaturated the boot, and as you can see, here was the yellow color and it's the light, and here was the yellow color, and here is the light also. And in the dark areas there was purple or blue. So the gradient map is the perfect method to color something with a holographic effect. First, choose this layer below everything. We are basically left almost only with the pants, and go to adjustments and gradient map. So this was my experiment today in the morning. As you can see, it's pretty holographic. Just like here is black and white, and bam, it's holographic. But how do we do that? How do we create this thing? So let's choose another base and try to work with it. I'm gonna delete all these. If you tap and hold, you can delete these points of color. So I'm gonna delete everything except for the white and black. And now let's work with it. The lightest color is the white, so we're gonna keep it white. But the next brightest color is the yellow. So we will tap here and select the yellow color here. Like this one will be fine. And for the darkest color, we're gonna select some dark blue. Let's try dark blue. This one and somewhere here. Very saturated and nice. These are our starting points. The problem is with a gradient map here, you can always go just in two directions basically. Choose this part of the rainbow from the yellow to green to blue and maybe purple. Or you can go from the yellow to pink or violet to blue, because this is how the gradient map works. And this is what happens if we choose the next color on the rainbow is like orange, we put it here, and the next color of the rainbow is purple, we'll put it here, and the next color is like blue, we put it here. And this is what we basically get. This is very holographic and you can leave it like this because it's very bright and it's very beautiful and works amazing. But we don't have green here. We are missing the green and actually the blue color. We have dark blue, but we don't have light blue. What I can suggest you doing is to kinda get these colors a bit closer, and after the pink one here, add light blue. Something like this. You see how it's already playing, like, oh my god, like, so fun. And green, probably something like this one. You can choose a bit darker one. And only then, like, the blue color. What if I try to add the green one right away here and put the blue one after? Yeah. So yeah, I've put the green one after the pink and then the blue. And this one looks much more like hologram and stuff. Of course, we're gonna have to work on it a bit more because this is like too much, I guess. For now, maybe we can make it a bit less saturated because right now it's like probably too much. Maybe remove orange, but basically you just need to play with it a bit until you just like the result. Because maybe you want a more orange, maybe you want a more yellow color or green, but I think it's pretty much looks like the holographic clothes. And again, I'm gonna select everything that I don't need to be holographic here. Just remove it. And now we can actually look at how everything would look with this effect. This is too much, okay? And now I will select and remove everything that shouldn't be this color. And I'm gonna duplicate again this gradient, clipping mask. And we actually left just with the face and the hands of this little cute creature and also this little boy here. So again, gradient map, and we'll choose something different. This one, probably. Just this one, a bit more bluish gray color. Nice. So here we've colored everything. I'm gonna merge all these colorful layers into one. So we have one layer with all the colors. Sometimes I want to lower the opacity of this layer just to make everything a bit more muted, because this is the first step of our coloring. This is not all. Next, what I'm gonna do is create the new layer on top, clipping mask again, and set its blending mode to overlay. Here it is. It gives a little interesting blending effect with the colors. You just need to try to understand what it does. It's easier to learn it that way. So her face now is a bit too gray. She's a bit dead or sick. I want to add a bit of color to her face, and to do that I'm going to take some pink color, like this one, bright one, a big soft brush, and put some of it on her cheeks, like this very light touch. And you see she's already looks much better, and I'm gonna put it everywhere, just a little bit on her ear, on her neck, on her shoulders and hands, just a bit of it everywhere. Then I'm gonna take the yellow color, probably even orange, like this one, and put a bit on her forehead. Put it everywhere, just a bit again. Don't worry that it's a bit saturated right now. I'm gonna lower the opacity later. And I'm gonna take the purple one, this one I think, or maybe a bit closer to blue, and put it in the shadow areas, like this one. Just a bit to the shadows. It creates the diversity in color for the skin, because our skin is very different. It has a lot of colors in there. Just a little final touch. I'm gonna take a light blue color and put some of it here on the corners of the eyes. Just a little bit, and maybe in the highlights of the nose, lips, just basically just a bit on the highlights. And I see that it's a bit too saturated, so I'm lowering the opacity just until I like how it looks. Yeah, and it's much better. This is like gray and dead skin color, and this one is like much better and more interesting. I usually do the same for the hair. For example, I'm gonna take the light yellow color, almost maybe green even a bit, and put it on the light areas, and some dark blue / purple color on the shadow areas, like this. Same for the top, light blue color on top and maybe purple on the shadows here. And especially with this boy, I want to make it lighter, so I'm going to put a light blue color on top of it too. It's going to make it shine and also make it lighter. Yeah, like this one. Nice. And lower the opacity again, because this is obviously too much. So this is the before and this is after. Everything looks much more alive and nice. Now, when all of the base colors are there, I can start working on a little details. Finally, like finally. So first of all, I like to start with the eyes, because I like rendering the face in general, and this is my favorite part. In the reference, I see that she has some blue eyes, I guess. So I'm just gonna put the reference away for now, and let's focus on her eyes. I actually drawn the eyes separately. As you can see, it's the separate layer. On the main drawing, the eyes are black, and here on top I've put some white with a little bit of shadow just to get the understanding, and the iris and pupils as the clipping mask. Again, this is just for like test eyes. So now I'm gonna turn off this layer with the eyes actually, and probably create a new layer on top as a clipping mask. Select this gray color but make it a bit more blue, and fill the eyes with this gray color. Not the bright white, because it will be too bright, I think. So I'm merging with the base. To create the shadow on top of everything, I create a new layer on top. Tap on this layer, select, invert, and choose some black color and a pencil, and on this new layer with a clipping mask, I just put some black color, and it's actually everywhere around the eyes. So then I go to the Gaussian blur, just blur it a bit, and it starts being visible just a bit, like this one. I'm duplicating this layer, putting it a bit lower like this. Again, Gaussian blur, blur it more and make it a bit more transparent, and merge these two shadow layers. And now if we will draw under this shadow layer, I think it's gonna be beautifully shadowed already, like evenly and beautifully. See, it's like already shadowed. Nice. For the eyes, I usually like drawing eyes separately, just because I like drawing eyes in general. So I make just a big circle like this one. Let's put it here maybe. I think I'm gonna blur the edges a bit, duplicating this perfect circle, making it black, making it smaller, and like this, putting it in the center. And on top of this layer, I put a clipping mask and actually draw some beautiful and nice pattern like this one. Very random, duplicating, rotating a bit, merging, duplicating, rotating, lowering the opacity, merging, duplicating. rotating. We have a beautiful pattern here. Now let's put some dark color around on the edges. Not dark enough, I think. More like this one, yes. Nice dark color. Some other nice pattern like this one. Like waves everywhere. Nice. And I'm gonna take the dark color and just put some of it here on the inside, just to give this detail a bit of contrast, and some dark details around the iris. I'm making it so detailed just because I love this process. It's absolutely not necessary. I just love doing that. Yes. And I'm merging the whole eye, and I actually wanna use an overlay layer here because I want to change the color a bit. I want to sample this shirt color and put it here below. It's going to change the eye color a bit, and I'm going to select some dark color, like purple one, and put it on top and maybe around a bit. Looks a bit more interesting. Yeah, I love these colors a bit more. And I'm going to put this eye into the eye socket. Just drag it here under the shadow. Yes. And it instantly went in there. And another one here. Then you just need to place them correctly, like the best. And I'm gonna add some details. Maybe we'll make this eye like electronic. Let's choose some yellow color and try that. This actually looks cool, but also a bit creepy. Let's try to put it in the other eye, like this one. Yeah, it's a bit creepy. Like, what if I put the yellow like this? Yeah, this looks cute. And I think it also looks a bit better. Let's keep it. And to make these eyes look more alive, we need to add some gloss and highlights. So let's create a new layer on top of everything. I usually like to put big highlights like this. It already looks much better. I also can draw some kind of these highlights, because they look fun. And I also put a bit of highlights here, like this. And I can also sometimes add some other details, just a bit of more gloss, different one everywhere, and making it a bit more transparent. Like these are the eyes without the gloss, and these are with. They look much more alive this way. Now I can also add a bit of like eyelashes here immediately. I think this brush might work nicely. Let's try it. Yeah, I think it works great, yeah. For some fluffy eyelashes, I make them cross each other sometimes and then add some single eyelashes between. This way they look more natural because they are not very parallel, it won't look beautiful if you draw the very parallel eyelashes. You need to bring a bit of like chaos in there, but not too much. Too much chaos is not good even for eyelashes. And I think I want to put a bit more shadow right to the iris, so I'm gonna make it alpha lock this layer, select it soft brush, and just maybe even just with a black color put a bit of it here on top, because I feel like the eyes are too bright. They look a bit creepy and we want a bit of like soft, nice and cute look. I also like to add very, very tiny details here with just a white color and a small hard brush, just like little teeny tiny taps here, like these, on the upper eyelid and here in the corner of the eye too. Maybe a bit of these pattern, and just like this one here too, just a little bit, and on the nose also, just a little bit here. Much more details there now. Now let's have some fun and add some augmentations to her face. I have a plan here. I thought that I would implement this Triforce hint on her forehead and the little triangulars under her eyes also to like hint the Triforce artifact. let's do just that. And also this little hair piece, but it's kind of I don't know. I think leave it for later because I want to add a bit more stuff to her hair. Maybe not. So I'm lowering the opacity just so it would be visible, but not so much. I'm gonna select this medium brush. It's kind of hard, but not perfectly hard. And first I'm gonna just draw the whole elements. Now let's add some triangulars here. Yay, this one looks pretty nice. So I'm gonna just copy and paste it so they all would look very similar. Yeah, I think it looks nice, and I'm gonna probably just copy. Whoa, what's going on? Stop it. I'm gonna just copy these triangulars and put them here. One and another one. And erasing inside these triangulars. I'm gonna duplicate it. Select this lower layer, make it white, Gaussian blur, and like blur it a bit so you can see it now glows with the white. And I'm gonna just make it a bit lower and lower the opacity like this. Yeah, nice. It gives a bit of like a dimension. And I almost forgot, but I wanted to give her the augmented ears. Like she had normal human ears, but then she got her elf ears like an augmentations. I'm gonna draw this line here, light highlights near this line, but maybe not here. It doesn't look really beautiful. Let me try putting it like on angle, like this one. I think it's gonna look better. And I'm gonna duplicate this layer with her here. Select its two clipping mask, select this ear part and this stomach part, invert, remove everything else. Use the gradient map to kind of color it some gray metal. And let me try coloring it like the holographic way to add a bit of like drama. More metal to... Nah, it doesn't look nice. Delete it. Just change the color basically to the metal one. Erase everything we don't need. And I think this color is too much, so I'm gonna lower this opacity of this layer with gray just to make it blend a bit more to all the colors. Yeah, so it's gonna be different. So it's gonna be colored different, but it's still gonna be a little bit there. Not too much out of the artwork. Yes, that's great. And I want to take a little pause here because actually I'm a bit tired and like with all the details, there's such a big choice of what I can do. So I'm gonna take a pause for a little cake again. I went to the store because after coloring I felt very exhausted, and this is actually already evening and I've started in the morning today. One piece of cake wasn't enough, so this is a strawberry cheesecake again from 7-Eleven as usual, and this time they actually gave me a little tiny spoon as I wanted. Look at that, look at how cute it is. Strawberry, marble, rare, cheesecake, cake. I have no idea what the rare here means. Kind of like not common, or I don't know. Anyway, let's open it up. And the budget of this video rose to $4 because almost all of these cakes are like $1 each. Maybe even a bit more, so, but not like drastically. Oh yeah. Little teeny tiny cake. How do I save you from your plastic prison? Here it is. Oh my goodness, how can you resist it? So perfect. On this perfect plate, so let's try it. It says cheesecake and it tastes like cheese, but it's too fluffy and too smooth to be like normal cheesecake. It's more like the fluffy cream with the taste of cheese and cheesecake. But it's not that. Still really nice taste though. Honestly, my favorite cake was the chocolate cake. It was just incredible. This one is my least favorite cake of all four. This is not cheesecake. This is not the crust. This is not the cheesecake. It's more like a fluffy cream on a fluffy dough, which tastes like a cheesecake, but it's not that. But still, it was really good. So let's get back to this artwork. Let's open our references. Oh, hello, Zelda. I don't know, let's draw the couple of antennas for this little cute creature and also maybe render it a bit better. So I'm gonna probably just draw one antenna and then copy it and paste as the second one. I can hardly understand what's going on here, like what are these things, so let's try to experiment. I'm gonna just draw these little blobs everywhere, and I think I'm gonna make this one small and these are a bit bigger. Yeah, too big, I think. This smaller, kind of like this form, I think, kind of like this. Oh yeah, it looks really cute. I like it. So I'm gonna create a new layer, clipping mask, and try to draw these first yellow things here like this. Yes, and then these orangey bright spots on the end of each thing. I don't know what this is. Is it a plant? Is it like, I don't know. Yeah, and it looks quite nice. This one, gonna duplicate it horizontally, put it here, or it's more, they're more like spread one. Yeah, like this. Yeah, I think it looks much cuter with these little horns here, whatever this is. I think I'm gonna make it a bit taller. Just pull it like this. Yeah, and they are also glowing, so I'm gonna duplicate this layer and this layer below. Just use a Gaussian blur. Now they're glowing. Perfect. Also, let's try to render his face a bit. I think he has a bit of like orange eyes, and I think they're a bit bigger. First of all, these dark eyes are a bit bigger. This, and I'm gonna select the orange color and draw his eyes here, kind of like this. Maybe I'll use the liquify tool to kind of shape his head a bit, because I think the shape is a bit off. Yay, this one is better. And I also wanted to add these creatures all around, like holographs or holograms of this creature around her. Should I do it right now? Let's do that just a bit later. Now I want to add some of the tattoos to her. For that, I'm gonna search for inspiration in all those details and items from the game. For example, I'm gonna start with this symbol, and where should I put it? Let's plan everything. I'm gonna take my pencil for a sketch and on the new layer try to figure out all of these tattoos, the most obvious placement of the tattoo. This one. And what else can we add here? This mask probably. Maybe we'll put it right here. So basically right now I'm a tattoo artist for her. So I'm just designing all those things. Maybe the Triforce with a bit of like the wings and stuff here. What else can we add? Chicken? You want to put the chicken on her? Why not? Like we can add some little silly chicken here right under the Triforce. Perfect placement. What else? Mushroom is gonna look really nice on her. This one. And some potions. Why not? The hearts. Yeah, where can I put the hearts? Maybe here? Yeah, we can put the heart here. Maybe some hints on the Zelda herself. The design hints? Nah, this is too not cyberpunkish. And we're gonna need to fill the space in between with something. With arrows, maybe one. We'll think about it later. Okay, we'll think of something. Lowering the opacity of these sketches. And let's... Oh, we also have Koroks. Yeah, these things, totally, yeah. How could I forget about them? Been saving them for this exact moment. Maybe we'll put them here, like this. One, and this is the second face. I love this boy here. Or maybe add them like a stickers to her here. Yeah, I think here will be stickers and these will be the tattoos. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, let's do that. First we're gonna start with this symbol right here, also like clipping mask. Yeah, and this pencil sketch brush actually works really nice as a tattoo brush, because it gives a bit of a texture which reminds of like the skin surface, because it's not perfect, so it gives a bit of texture. This, one of my lights is overheated again, so let's draw in a bit of a darkness. Looks a bit wrong, so let's use the liquify to fix it. this. Nicely fixed. And like this. Getting there. Yeah. Bright right now, but I'm gonna lower the opacity later and it should look just fine. So this is like a circle somewhere there. Here is something nice. Now let's move to this little mask here. All of it won't fit here. I'm gonna draw almost like half of it. I think these tattoos really help to understand what the character like I'm drawing and this Cyberpunk fan arts, because yeah, I think it's recognizable even without them, but they bring so much like detail into the design. It's so fun later to try to find all those tattoos, like look at them. It's like, oh, it's from this place. Oh, and this is that. I think it's just so fun. Yay, it looks super fun. Oh, the horn is gonna be perfect for this place. Yay. And some more spikes. So here is like a little triforce with the wing. This one. Here I'm gonna simplify a bit. Just because I'm a bit lazy. Oh, yeah, it's like close enough. Oh, we want to put the chicken here. So let's put the chicken. Where are you, little chicken? Here it is. Beautiful. Put it right here. Yes. She deserves to be tattooed on the Zelda hand. Look at this beauty. A little egg here. Just for fun. Maybe one more here. And like that. Nice. I also wanted to put here a little heart. This one, I'm gonna put it a bit closer here because I can't define that it's a heart. So good, and make it a bit smaller because right now it's huge. Yay, nice. And these boys are also gonna be here. Heart, one eye, other eye. Something's going on here. The mouth, this thing right here. It's all right. This. So this one is a little leaf. Yeah, this with a very strange face, but all right. And let's draw the last one. Like the last one here. Where is it? Oh, here it is. This one with two very big nostrils. Nice boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Eye, small eye, huge nostrils, confused face, and hole in the head, and the leaf texture here. Nice. So now I want to think about like filling out these holes between the designs. What can I put there? Putting random triangulars would be like silly and boring. So let's add like an arrow, maybe more fun. Yeah. Here too. Maybe put like a sword here. Like try to put here like a master sword if I can. Hints of it. Okay. Here a little mushroom. Looks strange, but alright. Let's put some hearts around everywhere just to make everything look a bit more like cute and nice. And the arrows again. Hey, fun. Kinda like it. I think I'm gonna just put some random sparks to fill all the empty spots. And here, everywhere where I see the empty spots, I just fill it with some random stuff. In this case, some sparks. I wonder if the actual tattoo artists do the same, like fill the empty spots with the random stuff. This thing looks very thick. Boy, you are too thick. Yeah, now it's better. Now we can color all her tattoos. Automatic selection, and yes, we selected everything we needed. Increase the feather, I don't know, and try to fill it with some basic color. Now we can select it, create a new layer, put a mask on it. That's a complicated procedure, but it allows us to ease our coloring. Now we can take like the red color, this one maybe. And again, I'm gonna color everything with a pencil for a sketch, just because I like the texture it gives to everything. And I'm just gonna color everything. These steps clearly feels like a coloring book, and I really love it. Let's choose bright yellow for all these sparks. This is like dark red, I guess. She has very colorful tattoos, that's all I can say. And let's make the arrows yellow too, why not? These boys, one is gonna be green. This boy gonna be this color, probably. Maybe brighter orange in the middle, like this one, also green, brown borders. Oh, and a sword, of course, a sword, a bit of a gray here, and as well as the heart, and a bit of a blue here. And I think I want to add to the mask really bright red here, because otherwise it doesn't look nice at all, boring. So I'm just adjusting the color scheme a bit to fit better. Yeah, this one is much better. And maybe add some yellow to it here and here, like this. Yeah, the colors are a bit different, but it looks much better and more interesting. And I want to add the red here probably to the eye. So now everything is colored, and I want to merge all the layers with the tattoo, and I want to play with the blending modes, because this way it looks too simple and it's not affected by the shadow, it's not affected by the light. So what I want to do is create like duplicate. I'm gonna turn it off for now, and this one I'm gonna turn to overlay. I think it's kind of too bright, as you can see, so I'm lowering the opacity of it. As I can just lower the opacity of it too, like this one. So you see this one is affected more by the light and shadow, but it's like not clear enough now, so I use the usual layer to get some of the stuff back. So yeah, now everything's a bit more blended together and looks a bit better. These are not the perfect tattoos. Maybe I'll play with them a bit later, but for now that's alright. The whole process looks really fun. I really like it. I want to also show you a little trick with the hair I like to make them look like super detailed. Creating the layer on top of her without any clipping mask, select like very white, just white color, the lightest you can do for this hair color, and take the hair, maybe this one. I think for now let's try it, and I'm adding a little bit of hair everywhere, very light, in this case white, gives a lot of detail to the artwork. And I added everywhere just a little bit. Totally gives the effect of like super rendered and thought through artwork. And this step takes a lot of time. I try to capture as much as I can the most fun stuff, but as you can see, it's taking me forever. I also want to put some like this transparent coat on her to make her like a bit more fun and stuff. Maybe, I'm not sure actually now, because her hand looks super fun. Maybe I'll add it like super transparent version of it. And okay, before I end here, I want to try to draw at least one of these little beautiful things. I'm gonna open the reference, and I actually not sure if I'm gonna make them like with the legs, or I'm just gonna make them a little blobs color right here, kind of like this little potato. Maybe little teeny tiny legs. Should I? This one? Yeah, I think it would be fun to give them these teeny tiny legs. I'm not drawing on the wrong layer. Damn it. Okay, again from the beginning, little potato blob, tiny legs, little heart-shaped face, and let's just copy these horns from this boy and put them right here. And I'm gonna probably make them lighter, this one, make them glow, some white eyes, these boys some white eyes maybe, or not. And I want to make them transparent on the inside. This one, yeah. Also, duplicate pin mask. And later, I'm gonna use like chromatic aberration to see this little change with color. And also use a glitch brush and just give it a bit of glitches everywhere. Yeah, like this maybe. Yay! Look at that. Super fun. And these things are gonna fly everywhere. I think it looks super fun and nice. After that, I've spent several hours more on her, of course. I've worked on the background and everything else, and I'm really happy how she turned out. If you love my brushes, I'm gonna leave a link to them in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and here is the final result of Cyberpunk Princess Zelda.